So today being the first Zoom session, the first educational session on IA 215 industrial automated work cells, we're going to dive into a resource which is provided to us from free called Lean Robotics. And it's a book that kind of gives you a pretty good approach to doing work cell design using a robot. So I like the book. We're going to use some of the content. Let me introduce the book to you. So if we go into here and we click on Lean Robotics book, you can download it, but actually PDFs do pretty well through the, our D2L tool. So we can actually read the book right through here. And for the purposes of this recording, I'll just scroll through it right on D2L. So this book is from a company that makes the grippers for our cobots. The guy who invented them, his name is Samuel Bouchard, and he wrote this book, Lean Robotics, a guide to making robots work in your factory. And he acknowledges a bunch of people, including the editor. You should always acknowledge your editor. A good editor is worth gold. So he's got a lot of sections in this book. I'm going to go through them at a super high level to kind of give you an idea of what's in them. Why I wrote this book, it's a little bit of 5 pages of talking about how he, had trouble out there in the real world. And so he wrote this for the good of the universe. And it's worth reading the book section here, just because we learned some of the trouble that you find typically in a lot of different kind of robotic installation environments. Who this book is for, and how robotic cells are deployed today. Those first 3 sections are kind of an introduction for, they all answer the question of what value does this book bring to you? Because right below how they're deployed today, he says, what's wrong with how they're deployed today? Because at that point, you learn that he thinks there's a better way of deploying robotics. And here's the punchline. I agree with him. I totally agree with him. The way we do robot systems and automation systems in general is not very effectively. They have a lot of failures. And so the approach that he's come up with here matches up very much with my approach when I used to do these, and it's a really good approach. So those first few sections will be part of your assignment for this week. After we get past those first few sections, which are like why this book exists, then we get into the content, the real valuable content. He talks about his approach, which is lean robotics. It's based on lean manufacturing techniques, and we've introduced those already, and we're going to dive into lean manufacturing starting next week. We're going to learn a lot more about it. But his approach is just a different view of robotic work cell development using lean manufacturing techniques. It is excellent. He goes through his principles, and then he goes through his design, integrate, and support, scale up, and some other factors after that. So he goes through his actual implementation phases. So design, integrate, operate, and then in the long term, support. All right, so that's his book. I really think it's definitely worth reading. Pretty easy read. You can get tied up a little bit in terms of the terminology, but definitely an easy read. And your assignments for the book will be to read through to page 32. All right.